Welcome to this video on Writing Standard 3.3. We will discuss sequencing events to create a coherent whole. We will be covering the core standards in writing. Write narratives to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective techniques, well-chosen details, and well-structured event sequences. Use a variety of techniques to sequence events so that they build on one another to create a coherent whole. We will be covering the following: using a variety of techniques to sequence events, building the sequence events to build a coherent whole. You've been writing for quite some time now. You're able to put a sentence together and get your point across, and are able to communicate via the written word. The skills you learn in this session should help you improve your writing skills. A sequence of events is the order that events happen in a story, usually a cause and effect relationship. Most narrative stories are built around a sequence of events. Informational text is also frequently organized around a series or a sequence. Historical events are usually presented in chronological order. Directions also appear chronologically, or they wouldn't make much sense. Signal words like first, next, last, before, after, and finally can help you figure out the sequence. For example, first, I began my education in London. When I got older, my family moved to America. Next, I went to a charter school in New York. Then I moved on to graduate school in Connecticut. Finally, I graduated from Harvard. Words like then, after that, next, as soon as, when, but then, and immediately let the reader know that you are continuing with the sequence. Words like suddenly and unexpectedly signal an interruption in the sequence or add new elements to the story. A sequence of events is usually cause and effect. Something happened, causing something else to happen. I did not do laundry on the weekend and on Monday had no clean pants. I studied hard for the test and got an A. Let's try something a little bit more complex. In our story, Sarah goes through a series of events. She trains while she grows and in the end is able to reach her goal of climbing Mount Everest. The series of events build on each other until the end goal is met. You need to understand and be able to create sequences of events. It's important to be able to distinguish important events from less important ones. Understanding cause and effect, and plot development, and the way characters change over time will help you as a reader and as a writer. Read the following short story. The sequence of events is as follows. A grasshopper was being lazy. An ant was working. The ant warned the grasshopper that he would need to find food for the winter. The grasshopper ignored him and continued playing. The ant continued working. In the winter, the grasshopper was dying and the ant was eating. The events build one upon the other until they complete the story. Let's do an activity to further enhance your skills. Read the following sentences. They are out of order and don't make a whole lot of sense. Put them into order to make a coherent whole idea. Use keywords as clues. Again, put these random sentences into order to make a coherent whole. Why is sequence of events an important reading strategy? Knowing the sequence of events in a story helps the reader picture what is happening and when. It helps make the story clear and easy to follow. When events are not in order, the story becomes blurry and hard to follow. How do we use sequence of events to help us understand what we are reading? As you read, ask yourself, what happened first? What happened next? Picture the story in your mind as you are reading. Think about what the character did first, second, and so forth. As a student, you're expected to be able to create a sequence of events, building one on the next until you've created an entire comprehensive story. We've come to the end of our session. We have discussed using a variety of techniques to sequence events, building the sequence of events to build a coherent whole. By the end of this session, you should know or be able to do the following. Use a variety of techniques to sequence events, building the sequence of events to build a coherent whole. This information should help improve your writing skills. Good luck with your writing.